Hello guys, Altar here, the Paladin. Well, today I would like to talk something what people maybe try to avoid or not many people talking about, but a lot of people using. I have to admit, like combinations of actions, it could be very cheaty or very interesting to use in New World, especially when we talk about macros. Well, regardless of New World, I'm using macros even before I heard about even before the New World is came out. Like in World of Warcraft, you can use a lot macros and is legal. Now, as you can see, many people using macros, regardless if New World like it or not. Even myself, I use different macros because I can is just helping some stuff in helping for my actions and stuff because it just make our life simple. And I have a different macros even like in how you Call of Duty or Counter Strike or Dota or World of Warcraft, whatever. Everybody they likes to use macros, like different kind of macros, and people are gonna use it regardless, even the New World like it or doesn't like it. Now let's call Google and ChatGPT about talking to each other.
In New World, Amazon Game Studio, using macros to perform an automated movement or shooting mechanic for you is a bannable offense or remapping a key to another key.
In New World, using macros that perform automated actions, such as automated movement, shooting, or other game mechanics without your direct input, is indeed a bannable offense. This is because such macros are classified as automation tools, which violate the game's terms of service. However, remapping a key to another key, e.g., mapping F to Q for easier access, is generally allowed. Key remapping does not automate gameplay, but simply changes which key triggers an action, which is a common accessibility feature. Most games, including New World, permit key remapping because it doesn't provide an unfair advantage or breach the rules against automation. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, it's best to consult the official New World Code of Conduct or Terms of Service.
Now I have to run those conversation. I know it sounds boring, but later I'm gonna show you very interesting things, such as animation cancel and some of them a bit recoding stuff, but we're gonna see later. So I have to run those ones to understand what I try to talk, because of
I make a macro pressing A, B, C, then I set to use numped NR1. So once I press
number
NR1
pad,
will
sorry.
automatically use A, B, C. Is that cheating?
Yes, creating a macro that automatically presses multiple keys in sequence, like A, B, C, when you press a single key, e.g. numpad 1, is considered cheating in New World. This type of macro falls under the category of automation because it allows you to perform multiple actions with one input, giving you an unfair advantage over players who manually perform each action. Amazon Games' Terms of Service for New World explicitly prohibit the use of tools or scripts that automate gameplay, including multi-key macros like the one you described. Even if the macro only automates a simple sequence, it is not allowed because it violates the principle of one input, one action. To stay compliant with the rules and avoid penalties, it's best to avoid using any macros that execute more than one action per input.
And it's very interesting this cheating as a macro, because how do AGS we're gonna use detect this program, because they couldn't ban even the aimbotting people, yeah? So and plus using a macro, I pressing 1, 2, or 3, and if just pressing like a button, let's say number pad, I don't know, 1, and my PC will so the game it will be registered like 1, 2, 3. How the AGS use the such of I don't know how you call it, performing program to detect that how fast and how quick I pressing that 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so how are we going to detect this one? I cannot figure it out because they're introducing aim assist instead people banning and checking people if they are using aimbot. So for me, this is anti-macro using. It doesn't make sense. But here we are, one more tricky thing and
Okay, but if I
continue.
say Alt+1 as macro for self-target heal for skip better perfo MCE to self-heal is still cheating?
Performance, sorry, my English. So let's see what
No.
says them.
Setting a macro like Alt1 to cast a self-target heal for more efficient gameplay is typically not considered cheating, as long as it adheres to the principle of one input, one action. In this case, pressing Alt1 performs a single action, casting a self-heal, without automating multiple steps or sequences. Many games, including New World, allow players to remap or simplify controls for accessibility and efficiency. If your macro is equivalent to using an in-game binding for self-targeting, e.g. holding Alt to self-cast, it likely aligns with acceptable practices. To ensure compliance, 1. One input, one action. Your macro should only perform the equivalent of one manual action. 2. No automation. Avoid anything that automates or sequences multiple steps. 3. Check the rules. Review Amazon Games' official.
Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. So let's say if I set up a self-healing, like I did a macro for, in this case, you can see here a macro. So technically use Alt, 3, and 2, and there. So this is already a cheating, isn't it? So technically, I'm cheating now, yeah? So using a macro for self-heal, so that's my press 1 button, and I use a chaff is a cheating already. But it makes no sense. Now, for other cases, when you can see here, now this is called cheating. So making a machine gun with live stuff is called cheating, yeah? And this video is, I'm sorry, but how long? 3 years ago. So technically this video is already like 3 years ago. Now, I think the most issue is not in the macro, as you can see with animation cancel. Many people using animation cancel, yeah, for hatchet, for bows, animation cancel for repair, heavy void blade animation cancel. You can see here the
So
guys.
yeah,
Look.
hatchet cancels, bow cancels. Add void blade to that cancel. Man, I equipped this void blade for like 10 seconds trying to do some parkour, and I found this glitch. And at first, I thought it was just funny looking. I know how much faster actually is it. The left video is where I'm using the bug, and the right one is just doing normal heavy into light attack. And the number perfectly lines up with the frame where Immortal shows up. The orange Immortal, that means it's a backstab. And look, left side, there it just hit 8, and the right side is still on 6. And so I took the amount of time that left took to complete versus the right, and it is 25% faster.
Exactly, 25% faster. Now, I don't want to show up for every each, don't want to point out for every each weapon, animation cancel, because the biggest issue is not about the macro. I'm a gamer. I'm using macro years, almost, maybe not lying, 15 years or 16, whoever. I'm using macros long time, even before AGS was thinking about this kind of Kopu game. And they calling using macro a cheating. Well, they allow to use animation cancel, and other games doesn't let you lose this one. Animation cancel is like a game issue. Not macro using is a cheating. I understand you maybe you shouldn't use that or whatever, but this kind of how you call it? Look, like machine gun of life stuff. It was 3 years ago, and they still calling people like, oh, if you use macro, look, it says NISA server report macro player. Is not a macro is cheating. Animation cancel is cheating. Yeah, hatchet macro exploit because is the let AGS let the game do that. If they would fix the game, yeah, if they would fix the game, they shouldn't happen this one. Like, look, this is 3 years ago, and people still can do it, but not this way, not this way. So this is you can't find this way. But they found a new way to use it. I know how to use it because I just set it up and I can prove it because I can use this one. Yeah. So interesting way because as I told you, I using myself a macro as well, and some macros really could help, like as I told you, using self-healing. You see, self-healing. And I press to use this. Instead, I don't have to press now Alt and free, because in a game I happened with me, even with I call live stuff as well, because I pressing Alt, but maybe I doesn't use myself because I press first free and after Alt, and I realize myself because I healing a different way. Or in example, I use Alt F3 and I get kicked and I realize because the target healing, I healing somewhere else. But now when I'm just using macros, I can realize because it's much easier to use a healing. Now it's true, there is a little trick, but not because of me, it's just the game issue. Like orb or beacon have like animation first. And it's true, instead of pressing orb and free, like number 3 in my case, there is a little animation cancel in the orb what I'm doing. So technically, if I'm using a macro, I will cast faster and more accurate. You see, straight away I'm doing already the healing. So, but this is not my issue. This is a game issue. I just like to try to use my performance better for a technology what gaming macro is. Jesus, is so long. So because orb has a little animation and I can how you call make it faster with the macro, because already yesterday making my performance much better. Is just I try to improve my own gameplay, but of course if so, as you can see, this video is still 3 years ago, and animation cancel is still a thing in a new world where people it's just it just technically is just how you call cheating. But what a difference about, oh sorry, I press it wrong one time, and how you call continue using. Of course, his connection between is macro, so you're making a animation cancel as a macro. It sounds like a cheating, but geez, I mean, what if AGS tried to fix their own game instead using whatever, calling them everybody cheating? I mean, if you fix this animation cancel, it could be way more better, this game. It would be much better, but whatever. So myself, I still gonna use macro. So I made here like, how long? A 1 hour test. I test different thing. First of all, I realized, because there is a bug. As you can see, I'm wearing Void Gauntlet and life stuff. If you swap a weapon, like what is the actual weapon, the perk what you're using is technically like disabling. And this disabling perk is affect not just healing, is affect every weapon. In example, Void Gauntlet, people who using against me, sometimes it doesn't work. So when I fight with people in OPR or open world, you're gonna see this, how you call this, nullified. Yeah, nullified. When activated, Oblivion removes limited duration buff from enemy with his radius of the cooldown is in a radius by 15%. So technically, I saw people who wearing this perk in armor and not in the weapon. That perk doesn't work every each time. So I would like to say, because I found in this 15-minute whatever testing, however I testing a different thing, perk in a gear, not every each time is works. Special if I swap the game. Here I tried some macros and self-healing macros. How do I use the paladin with healing? So it wasn't that bad. I quite like the way how I found to self-healing. So yeah, we still can argument about this one day and night. What is cheating? Well, actual AGS, he says, if using macro is cheating. No, I wondering how AGS gonna detect me as a macro user if I'm not using as automatic stuff, if I'm just using my stuff like just for self-healing and tricks, I don't know, some different spell or different ability using quicker. Yeah, I found this guy other day, and very interesting. I think this guy, he just opened the Pandora's box. As you can see, of course, I couldn't stop myself. Of course, I changed myself the mana, stamina, and the mana bar action. And you can see he changed as well. Of course, maybe I
I
changed to
personally don't
show up.
prefer that. I much prefer it at the bottom of the screen.
So I changed because I want to see, because yeah, I can change myself. But let's listen to this guy, and I found something very, very
And
interesting.
I think a lot of other people do too. They just don't know how to do it. So this video is going to show you how. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to hit the Windows key. I'm going to type in RUN for run. Inside of run, I'm going to type in % app data %. Now I'll hit OK. It'll take me to the following directory. It's going to say my username, app data, roaming. You can also open up File Explorer and basically
You can see he's most professional than me, and I agree. He's totally professional compared to me, because at least he used black black theme in the back.
get here the same way. You can just type in % app data % inside of File Explorer in the little directory path above. Hit enter. It'll take you to the same spot. So username, app data, roaming. Then we're going to open up the AGS folder. We'll open up New World. We'll open up Save Data. And now what we're looking for here is user settings.jobsave. Though for some reason, I think this is an older job save file. And I think with every update in Eternum, this might get modified. So I think what you're looking for here is the date modified. Look for the most recent modification, okay? So this is at the
yeah, so he's telling use the last one. I'm gonna talk about later. So technically, he just opened
23. This is old. This is
opened the
a little
last
bit
one.
more recent, but still old. This is the newest file, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right click and I'm just going to edit in Notepad. I think some of you guys don't have Notepad++, which is fine. Just do edit in Notepad.
Notepad++. Come on, I don't even know what is it. So he says Notepad++. I have no clue what's that. I have just Notepad, but as a boomer, for me, even for, I think this guy have to be honest. I'm sure this guy, he has Notepad++. No clue what is it. And he find this one. He must knew much better trick than I found. I'm sure this guy he knew much better trick than
Just
I
do edit
found.
in Notepad. And then what I'll do now is I'll bring this over to the screen here.
When I see this one, I say, oh my god,
To the screen
what the
here.
heck is this?
Now what we're looking to modify here is a value called m underscore HUD layout. So you go Control F, or instead of Control F, you can probably just go up here to edit find. You're gonna type in m underscore HUD layout. Okay, just type in m underscore HUD layout. And as you can see, what we're really looking for is this value here. I'm gonna zoom in on this for you guys so you know. It's this field here, m underscore HUD layout ID. Okay, so what you're gonna do is change that value from 1. It's probably set to 1. You're gonna change it to 3. And then once you do that, you'll scope to file, and then you'll hit save. And that's it. So again, search for m underscore HUD layout ID, change that value from 1 to 3, and then hit save. And then you can boot up New World, and once you do that, you'll have the mana bar at the bottom of your screen, just as you can see here. So
Well done. I linked his video.
I much
below,
prefer it this way. Another thing too.
Yeah, I prefer this way. Watch out now. So now, because I have no, as I told you, I have no fucking clue what he was talking about. So I was asking ChatGPT because I'm not a smart guy. I'm telling you. Then I found aim friction sensitivity. Sorry, my English. I told you my English is not the best one. And I opened, yeah, let me see. So he told he just press, well, this, of course, you can see from here because who is the professional and who is not. But as I told you, I'm not a professional. And if I find those things, he find as well. I'm sure he found as well. This is this one, not this one. Yeah. So you can see this one, version 31, object stream version 3, and because has another one, version 31. You have to change in both one if you find someone. Now, I took my time and I just starting to roll down here. Blah, 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 blah. As I found attack facing camera, self-correcting following, camera enabled, true. Modification curve enabled, fast, etc. And I find, look here, aim friction sensitivity, sorry. Aim assist enabled, true. And if you find those one, you can check your values. It will be different than my ones because I did changed. And not I changed because I'm so smart. Don't even think about it. I did change because ChatGPT told me to change. So my question, it was, how do I improve this aim friction sensitivity? And he just told me, or she, whatever. So just told me how to change the value of it. Now he told me how to adjust. He just told me here, I put much better numbers. So now I do much better. So I just tested, I just fixed it. You're going to find them. And I think this is very, I mean, already what we're talking about, maybe somebody who knew about it, who just could talk very shit, or just, oh, Altar, you're just talking bullshit there, and there's nothing changed. Those changed, I already found in New World, and it's very interesting. So, aiming any target is much quicker, much better, much smoother. After I changed those one, setting improved target healing performance. Now, because he told me to ensure target healing is active. So, of course, you have to put the target healing. So, he telling this. Now, increase camera speed for smoother retargeting. So he's just telling me everything, he or she, whatever, targeting me everything, how to improve. So technically what I did, just copy and replace it in a line your setting file, save changing and start your game. And it's working better. Mana bar changing is, I told you, is a Pandora's box open now. And I saw way too confusing videos and people starting to changing some things on the game. I don't know how much they can change. I don't understand those things properly, but the change what I already did is still improving my game. Maybe you can try it. I don't know. I don't know what proper. So maybe a game AGS you're gonna explain what is here and maybe just locked up these things and doesn't let other people to have access for it. Yeah. So if AGS lock, I don't know, and doesn't use to up data to have access to people, noobs like me, you know, because I'm a noob. I accept Java, save, script. I didn't know about until this guy I didn't use. And I just use ChatGPT. I found myself so many things. So maybe AGS doesn't let us, like noobs like me, to access those things. Maybe it would be better. I don't know. Well, definitely I know it would be better. So, all right. So this is my today's video. I don't play that much now those days. I play different game, but I still joining and I still joining sometimes in a game. And that's it. Even myself is a bit confused about those things sometimes. So, all right. Thank you very much. See you around. Bye-bye.